So good evening mga kabanat, nakakabalik lang yung ilaw dito sa amin. So sa part na ito mga kabanat ay ipakita ko sa inyo ang video na ito ay ginawang hearing kahapon sina Senador Gordon patungkol sa Parmali. At dito mga kabanat ay gusto ni Senador Gordon na itong si Dargani at Linconn ay ilagay na sa Pasay City Jail dahil sa patuloy na hindi pakipagtulungan dito sa mga tanong ng mga senador. Sa punto kasi kanito mga kabanat ay hinihingi ni Senador Gordon yung tinatawag nilang box. So sa pagkaalam ko ang box ito yung laman ng mga dokumento, mga transaksyon ng Parmali sa pagitan ng PSDBM at iba pang mga supplier. Nga lang ay tila nagmamatigas itong si Dargani at si Linconn kung sino-sino nilang pinapasa at kunwari hindi nila alam kung saan napunta itong tinatawag nilang box, kung saan dito nakapaloob yung mga dokumento. So ngayon medyo na ulmarburuto itong si Senador Gordon. Ang sabi niya ay ilalagay na sila sa city jail. Talagang pag nasa city jail na kayo ay ito automatic kulong na talaga mga ito Talagang kasi panay yung refuse nila mag-answer. Napakasimpleng tanong kasi ay pilit nilang tinatago, dinadivert. Sa akin kasi malaking tao talaga dito mga kabanat yung involved dito, kaya pilit nilang tinatagi kasi makikita nila talaga dito yung sabuatan siguro, no? Ito ay sabuatan siguro ng PSDBM at itong Parmali na ito makikita talaga dito, kaya pilit nilang dinideny, pinapaikot kung saan na yung box kasi doon talaga makikita lahat. So panoorin niyo ito mga kabanat, no? Napanood niyo na ito nung live ko kahapon, pero mas maganda kasi itong part na ito ay patungkol lamang sa pagbira ni Senador Gordon kung saan gusto niya ilagay sa city jail itong si Dargani at saka si Mohit Dargani at itong si Linconn kung saan grabing bira ni Senador Gordon dito. So panoorin niyo mga kabanat.
There's a standing order that you be transferred, and I've done this before, to Pasay City Jail.
No,
Wait,
thank you.
I've been trying to be kind to you. Mr. Dargani, do you know where those boxes are so it can relieve you of the pressure?
The last I know that the boxes were in the office lang, but we no longer have that office anymore.
And who is in charge of Armadi in your time that you were on the run? Who would know?
I don't know who would know. That's why I really want to go back and also see what's happening.
Well, we can make arrangements for you to be escorted by OSA.
That's what I also requested Attorney Conchu. If I know what's happening, if I can see what's happening, then maybe I could help.
We don't want to go on a wild goose chase and without the
I think
firmness. So we will have. I will direct the Secretary General, the Sergeant at Arms. I will request him and direct his people to accompany you with proper vehicles to be able to get all those boxes.
And also, Mr. Chairman, with what Mr. Ong mentioned a while ago, if we could talk as well and discuss this also with our accountants and with our lawyers, as we also have to comply with the same documents, I believe, for the BIR, which they have already started their audit on formally and on our personal taxes.
It's not going to impede the investigation of the Senate just because the BIR is also investigating. That has happened many times in the past. So just worry about the Senate. We need those boxes. And where would you start, for example?
Maybe warehouse. I don't know. That's why I want to talk to Lincoln also.
That you don't know where those boxes are.
I really have to talk to my partner.
Who is your partner?
Mr. Ong. We've not been able to contact each other.
He's
We have
right
not
there.
contacted him.
Can have you meet them?
Chairman, we're being isolated. We were not able to talk to each other.
Okay, we'll let you talk to each other. Why do you, let's see, do you know where the boxes are, Mr. Ong?
No, Mr. Chairman.
How can you, by talking to each other, what are you going to say? He's going to say, I don't know where it is. And then he's going to ask you, where is it? I don't know where it is. So what's the use of the parlay?
We want to consult and talk to our accountant.
Which accountant is that? Your accountant already is under a lot of trouble.
Sorry.
All of you, there's a common denominator, evasiveness.
I probably mean to talk to our tax lawyer because I have no I have no access to outside world now because my phone was confiscated.
I don't think we will need your help. We will find it out for ourselves then. I
Mr.
mean,
Chairman, please allow me to talk to Mr.
you're trying to pull our leg. As far as I'm concerned, we will send you out there and we will look for those boxes. And if you don't find them, then you'll be in an awful lot more of trouble. Because we can do it the hard way or the easy way. If you cooperate, fine. If you don't, we're not going to. You're talking about you have to see one another, and then you don't know where it is. Then you now want to talk to the tax lawyer. Then you want to do all these things. I mean, don't you have a fiduciary relationship with your stockholders? Kukunti lang nga kayo eh. Mr. Dargani? Mr. Ong?
Mr. Chairman.
That you don't know where those boxes are.
Mr. Chairman,
Kasi we can get them to SEC.
I really hope that Mr. Chairman, you will allow us to convene because we are partners.
No. Who is your tax lawyer that you want to see?
Mr. Dargani.
Kala ko ba alam mo, bakit mo tatawag kay Dargani?
Wala na po akong communication outside. So I would assume
Lalo si Dargani, he's been hiding and he can go all over the country. By the way, who drove for you, Mr. Dargani, all over the country?
I drove my family.
Whose car?
It was a friend's car.
Whose friend? What friend? See, every time we ask you a question, it becomes a mystery man again. Who is his friend?
Can I give the name again to Mr. Kimbo, please? I just don't want to.
My God, we're going into the charade.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman,
Mr. Kimbo, get the name of the driver and the car. Get the registration of the car. Mr. Kimbo?
Chairman,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Senator Kiko.
yeah, may I suggest that in matters of coordinating with their lawyers regarding the securing of these documents, they cannot be allowed to use the excuse that their movement is restricted, etc. Obviously, if they request us, the chairman, for the opportunity or request that they be allowed to call their lawyers for the delivery of these documents, we will obviously allow them. What they're doing now is they're making it as an excuse so that they don't and claim that they don't have access to their lawyers, etc. Ginagawang dahilan para hindi ma-retrieve itong mga dokumento. Kalokohan po yun.
The chair will entertain the motion originally done by you, if I remember correctly, to put these people in the city jail of Pasay. Because I'm tired of this. You ask Mr. Dargani, says, I cannot tell you. Why can you not tell us? It's a simple thing. Lumabas rin naman yung sinabi mo na hindi naman mo lang yung pera. Ba't kailangan pa ikutin mo pa kami?
That's correct.
Ha? Kailangan mo ba kami pakiikutin? Lalabas at lalabas naman yan. Ngayon, hingin nyo, kailangan mag-usap kami. Tapos hindi nyo rin naman pala alam kunyari. I know you know. So I'm not going to be fooled by you. And this time, I will not be forgiving. I will not be compassionate.
And Mr. Chairman,
We can put Miss Twinkle Dargani in the women's correctional for the meantime. You want to play hardball? We will play hardball with you. We are not defenseless, you know.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just on that point, this is, Mr. Dargani is saying the boxes were in the office, except that the office is already no longer their office. I mean, this is all, if you ask me, this is all
You're about to say BS, right?
BS, yes.
Right.
And that's what they're doing to us.
Yes.
And we cannot allow this to go on because the Senate as an institution has to uphold the institution's powers and prerogatives as a co-equal. I yield to Senator Ontiveros.
Senator Risa?
Salamat, Mr. Chairman. Kanina binanggit din ni Mr. Ong na gusto sana daw nilang makausap yung kanilang, bukod sa tax lawyer, yung kanilang accountant. I recall in an earlier hearing, Mr. Chairman, lumabas na yung accountant ng Farmally at nandito rin po siya, si Ira Marie Moscoso. Could you please ask Ms. Moscoso, once and for all, para mapasa kamay na ng komite, kung nasa kanya ba, Mr. Chairman, yung mga mahiwagang kahon na ito?
Miss Moscoso will answer. Go ahead, ask the question, Senator Risa.
Ms. Moscoso? Ms. Moscoso, paki-unmute. Naka-mute kayo. Okay.
Good. Go ahead.
Ms. Moscoso, kayo yung accountant ng Farmally, di ba?
Yeah po.
You're on
Paki-unmute
mute.
po. Hindi po namin kayo marinig. Paki-unmute. Okay.
Hello po, ma'am. Naririnig
Hello.
na po ako.
Yes, naririnig ko na kayo. Kayo ba ang accountant ng Farmally?
Just to be clear po, ma'am, hindi po ako accountant or empleyado po ng Farmally. Employee po ako ni Sir Jeff Mariano po.
Employee kayo ni Mr. Mariano. Okay, natanong din siya ng komite na previous hearing. Bago namin itanong sa kanya, kayo ba alam nyo kung nasan yung mga kahon ng mga dokumento na matagal nang hinihingi at hinahanap ng komite?
Ma'am, hindi rin po, ma'am.
Okay, sino ang nakakaalam kung nasan na yung mga kahon?
I have no knowledge.
Dragon
po,
Balls
ma'am,
ata yung nahanap nila nito.
Sino po yung
Yung kahon
nakakaalam.
na Dragon
Kasi
Balls.
po,
Alam ba ni Miss-
outsource-
Alam ba ni Mr. Mariano kung nasan yung mga kahon?
with that po, hindi ko rin po alam kung alam po. Pero from what I know po, tingin po, sa opinion ko lang po, baka po hindi rin na po alam. Kasi parehas lang po kami na ginagawa, ma'am, sa client po namin.
O sige, last question. Kung tatanungin ko rin naman si Mr. Mariano kung papayag yung chair. Pero kung sabihin din ni Mr. Mariano na hindi niya alam kung nasa na mga kahon, once and for all po, Ms. Moscoso, sino bang nakakaalam? Kasi imposibleng walang kahon at walang dokumento. Sino pong nakakaalam kung nasan yung mga kahon?
Ma'am, hindi ko rin po talaga masasagot yung sino yun. Kasi po, yung task lang po namin sa client namin is record po. Bali, binibigay lang po yung source document sa amin and then i-record lang po namin. Kasi
Okay,
po ng mga hindi dagaan
At-
po sino po may
at
hawak or nakakaalam.
At pagkatapos niyong i-record, nasa na yung mga documents na iyon?
Babalik lang din po namin sa kanila po.
Okay. Salamat, Ms. Moscoso. Salamat. Mr. Chairman, pwede ko bang itanong din finally si Mr. Mariano? Mr. Mariano? Mr. Mariano, please sana masagot nyo na kasi napakasimpleng tanong at talagang aalamin po ng Senado yung sagot. Nasaan po ba ang mga kahon ng mga dokumentong iyan?
Wala po sa amin, Mr. Chairman. Pero last po is nandun po sa office nila.
Saan po yung office nila ng Farmally?
Sa Fort Victoria po. Yun po yung last na nakita namin yung files.
Sa Fort Victoria.
Apo.
Na hindi na nila opisina.
As far as I know po, sir, yes po.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Kalukuhan yan.
Director Kimbo.
Dokumento nyo, yung tinatago.
Director General Kimbo.
Yan, iniwan nyo na parang tae.
Director General Kimbo.
Kalukuhan talaga.
So go ahead. I have a plan. I think we can get this. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, I'm all ears. Napaka-pasensyoso po ng ating komite, and I only wish na yung mga tao ng formally, kahit ilan sa kanila or kahit isa sa kanila, could just be, we keep using the word more forthright kasi we are going to get to the bottom of this, Mr. Chairman. I'm all ears for your plan, Mr. Chairman.
Before
Your
that,
Honor, I'm here in the room of the Darganis, Your Honor.
just a quick observation, Mr. Chairman, if you may. If I may, rather. Yes, well, obviously, the Darganis are saying, Mr. Dargani is saying he needs time to confer with the accountants and the lawyer and with Mr. Lincoln Ong, his director. But Mr. Lincoln Ong is already saying he does not have the documents and he does not know where it is. And the two accountants are also saying they don't know where the documents are. And therefore, Mr. Dargani is just delaying this whole proceeding, pretending that they will confer and discuss, when in fact they have no information as to where supposed. Well, they are claiming they have no information as to where the documents are. So there's nothing to discuss. So this request to ask, confer with their accountants and their lawyer, Mr. Chairman, is really an attempt to delay and to mislead and to fool this committee, Mr. President.
This is
Mr.
why,
Chair.
because of their trickery, chicanery, and fraud, I want to order upon your motion that these people be brought to the right facility. The two people will be brought to the Pasay City Jail, and the lady will be brought to the Women's Correctional in Mandaluyong. Mandaluyong, di ba? Yes. That way, they want to play hardball, we'll play hardball. Let me ask Mr. Mariano. You are the outsourced accountant, correct?
Yes, sir.
You are the person who prepared the feasibility study, the financial statements, correct?
Drafted, yes, sir.
So, and you are also the person that, so you would have all these copies, correct?
No, sir.
Copy of ano po, Mr. Chairman.
All these documents, financial statements, and the that were used to when you submitted the tax returns, correct?
Only the ano lang po, Mr. Chairman, yung Word file lang po.
And of course, you encoded the records, right? They'll be
Sa-
working paper kayo, right? Meron kayong
Sa-
backup, correct?
Sa ano po kasi, Mr. Chairman, manual books po yung registration ng company.
Oh, what does this? Well, solve our problem.
Sir, Mr. Chairman?
Solve the problem then. How do we get a hold of all these accounting documents? These documents that we will need. Yung mga list of purchases. The 7.2 billion purchases versus 3.2 billion sa BIR. Summary list of purchases.
To get a hold, Mr. Chairman, ang naisip ko lang po is to solely request from the company lang po. Yun lang po alam ko.
Okay, sino sa company?
Any of the shareholders po siguro, sir. Not po.
Siguro. Si Dargani yan. And if he doesn't show it to us, then we'll just throw away the key. Hanggang matapos ng Congress na ito. Ganun talagang mangyayari. Yes, Senator Pangilinan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I am ready to make that motion with a well, maybe an amendment to the motion if it is acceptable. I am aware that Miss Twinkle Dargani has some concerns about her mental health, panic attacks. So maybe perhaps it should be, the motion should be that that the two other gentlemen be brought to Pasay City Jail while Ms. Dargani can stay in the Senate for the time being, Mr. Chairman. So moved, as amended.
Maniwala ko madalas.
Let me understand your motion that you want them to stay in the Senate until what time?
No, we move that the two gentlemen be transferred to the Pasay City Jail But considering Miss Gargani, Twinkle Gargani's mental health condition, that she remain in Senate custody.
Well, we can send her to the National Mental Institution. They would have doctors and folks there who can help her out. Assuming, and I'm just taking their word for it. I see her talking with her lawyer. I'm not being hard-hearted, but we're being played. We've been played from day one.
In that
Every
case,
one of these people have been playing us.
yes, in that case, Mr. Chairman, maybe we can request doctors from the National Mental Health Institute to visit Ms. Gargani here in the Senate to assess her mental health condition.
I'm sure they will have the personal doctors. If that's the case, let them do so at their own expense.
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, but in the meantime, that she be allowed to stay under Senate custody. And if mental health experts
I can't buy that kasi ginagamit siyang shield ni Mohit eh. Naawa ako kay Twinkle actually. Bakit gagamitin ni Mohit yung kanyang kapatid? Papipirmahin niya, gagawin niya president. Tapos ikukubli niya. Can you imagine that? Let me ask one very, very hard question, if I may. To Twinkle. Twinkle, can I talk with you? Is it all right? Miss Twinkle?
Good evening. Good evening, Honorable Chairman. Good
I'm
evening.
sorry I have to ask you this. You know, you can ask me for anything with respect to your health, and I will grant it, provided it's really reasonable. No? And I want to help you out. You know, I want to believe that, I'm sorry, your brother wasn't forthright with you, assistant forthright with us.
Actually, he told me about the company, and I joined at my own will. I was appointed and elected.
Every time we ask you, you say you don't know anything about it. You were just named.
I'm sorry?
Every time we ask you a question, you say you don't know anything about it.
Yes, sir. I wasn't part of the operations, nor the financials, nor the transactions.
What do you do then, ma'am?
I was told to sign some documents. That was all my participation was in the company. I was a temporary substitute to the president. Our president is Mr. Wang Tzuyan. I was placed for substitution because he couldn't come in the country. But he is our president, and I'm just a director now.
All right, doesn't matter. But you do know where the documents are, do you?
No, sir.
So how can you be a director with a fiduciary relationship with your stockholders when you don't know where the papers are? It's impossible. I really mean what I'm saying. Twinkle, I'm more disposed to keeping you there. But if you don't cooperate, I will send you to the National Mental Institute because you have mental problems, and it's not a prison, it's a hospital. You can take one of the rooms there. It's a very decent hospital. That way our people won't have to worry about you, and you can take care of yourself. They can take good care of you yourself. So that is my position. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you, but you're not helping us all. I cannot take the word of your brother that you are mentally unsound. I do not believe that. A lot of people have, you're probably in a depression right now, and I'm not qualified to do that. But if you're in the mental institute, they can provide you the medicine that you need. If you would like to have your own doctor, fine. You can have your own doctor visit you at but your brother will have to go to Pasay City Jail as originally intended by Senators Lacson and Senator Linconn and the others. But you know, I'm only doing that as a last resort. I put Captain Paeldon in Pasay for 6 months, and I don't mind doing that because what has been done to the country is dastardly, really dastardly evil. So what is it going to be? Do you want your doctor to come and visit you there?
Yeah, my doctor is supposed to come and visit me here.
All right, okay, then you stay there. Then you'll stay there. The motion of Senator Pangilinan, it has been moved and is properly seconded. There are no objections. So we will send Mr. Dargani and Mr. Ong because they are not cooperating. Again, they think that they can talk their way out of this by lying their way through this. I'd rather bring them over to the Pasay City Jail. No objection? We hear none. So ordered. The director of the the Blue Ribbon Committee, together with this is not the first time, by the way, to let the public know, we discussed this about 2 weeks ago with no less than the Senate President, and we have been having issues with these folks here, and we have to put extra guards there, etc., etc. There's an ambulance team on standby, doctors are on standby for all these people. Well, they're having the good life. But we have to defend the truth through the Senate. And so we all agreed at that time that we should send them to Pasay City Jail. Not me, but every one of them. And I agreed. So as chairman, it is now hereby ordered that they be committed, of course, with the permission of the Senate President, that they will be brought for safekeeping at the Pasay City Jail. So ordered. In the meantime, Director Kimbo will send a team to go to the offices there and find out and trace where all these documents went to. Mr. Mariano, you will direct us along with the other accountant, who's not been very helpful. What's your name? Moscoso, and the other accountant, the one that couldn't answer Senator Gelon's questions, Iluminada Sebial. Are you there, Miss Sebial? Miss Sebial, are you there? Miss Sebial, are you there? Yeah. Do you have any knowledge where the documents are, Miss Sebial? Ma'am, you're on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
I'm here, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, yeah, I can see you. Do you know where the documents are?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Who's the principal keeper of the books? Certainly, you have a bookkeeper, right?
Yes po.
Who's the bookkeeper? Who are the accountants of the corporation? Everybody seems not to want to know. I tell you, we will go all out if necessary. It's just like not providing us with the documents, so we can put you also under contempt. Mr. Mariano, did you listen? Did you hear me?
Yes po, Mr. Chairman.
Pusin mo na yan.
You have to cooperate. If you don't, I don't think you can work without those documents, and you're not telling us the truth. If you're not telling us the truth, we will go after you. Am I understood?
Understood, Mr. Chairman.
So you better tell us where the documents are. You too, Ms. Sabial, and you too, Ms. Moscoso, and we will also find ways and means. And the Director General is required to go to the offices where they originally were and find out which truck, which vehicles, and which people took out those documents so that we can trace it. The USAA should try and find out where they went. Dr. Kimbo, did you hear what I said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's proceed post-haste on this matter. I'm not skittish about making decisions. After all, what have we got to lose? We already lost a lot of money. Let them suffer for their loss of money, because I think that they really swindled the country, quote unquote. All right, so the hearing will be on December 3. In the meantime, Mr. Kimbo, you will send a team from our side to take a look at the old offices. If you need be, you should check the premises of some of the people, like in Forbes Park, if necessary. And by the way, the other thing that I would like to do is I want a subpoena issued to Mr. The husband of Rose Ong. Rose Dono Lim. Did you hear me, Director Kimbo?
Yes, Your Honor. Linwei Song.
Yeah,
is
Linwei
in Dubai.
Song. It's strange to me that his wife is being made to attend here, and they've got a lot of resources here. And una sinabi na nagkaroon na ng sakit doon, pero ngayon makakauwi na yan, hindi umuwi. Because there are questions on whether he really is the same guy as that guy who was jailed for drug pushing a previous month. And, you know, we have people who can identify them, as you know, Mr. Kimbo. So
Yes, Your Honor.
I think we ought to ask the Department of Foreign Affairs to find out where he is in Dubai. Is he a resident? If he is a resident, then we should try to move with the Bureau of Immigration to cancel his resident visa. Let's look into that
Yes, Your Honor.
possibility. Yes, Senator Montiveros.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dargani was raising his hand. I hope he will be telling the committee something we need to know.
I'm not interested anymore in Mr. Dargani. He's been evasive. Every time we talk to him, he moves the goalpost. You ask him where he got the money, he will give us about an hour and a half of grief until he now say, we'll give it to Mr. Kimbo. We ask him for the driver, he'll do the same thing. We ask him where the books are, he'll say, oh, we have to go out there. And then he says he needs to talk to Mr. Ong. So it's been the runaround. Why should I listen to you, Mr. Dargani? What do you want, Mr. Dargani?
Mr. Chairman, I just want and pray that that our request to go for me to look physically for the books, as mentioned by Senator Pangilinan, or for the documents, for the boxes, with the companion of the OSAA, I will genuinely look for them. And also, if I could just have a convene with Mr. Ong, not in a public setting like this, but if just allow me some time to talk to him, ask him as well.
You allow you
Thank
an
you.
hour. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But make no mistake about it.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
If we do not get those boxes immediately, there is a standing order that you be transferred, and I've done this before, to Pasay City Jail.
No,
Am I clear?
Chairman.
I've been trying to be kind to you. We also looked after your mother when you were arrested because we want to make sure she's all right. She visited you already there, you know, and, you know, you have the run of the place. But the Senate is not going to be held hostage by your antics of evading the information that is necessary. Masyado nang inapi ang bayan dito. Kawawang-kawawa na mga tao. Nakita mo, tinawag ko yung mga nurses kanina, nakiusap sila. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa sila nababayaran. So why should I listen to you? You know, I'm going to speak after this to the Indian National Day. Do you want me to speak about you? That you're ashamed to the Indian community? You're not forthright? I'm almost tempted to say that because I have a lot of Indian friends, more than you know. And I've known them to be honorable people. So wake up. Wake up. You're living in a fantasy world where you think you can get away from this. You can no longer get away from this. It's too big an issue for us to throw away. We're going to go after this. So you will have 1 hour with Juan right away. Mr. Kimbo, see to it that they talk, him and Mr. Ong. And then tomorrow, make a security escort to take him to wherever he feels that the boxes are there. I do not believe he does not know it. He's not stupid. He's not stupid. He pretends to be stupid. But he's cagey.
So yun kasi mga kabanat, makikita kasi dito, alam ko kasi dito na nagsisinungaling ang mga ito. Sa akin kasi dapat kasuhan na ito at tuluyan ng ikulong mga kabanat eh. At siguro okay din naman, nakukuha ko rin, bagamat na hindi ako sa Kayo na napakatagal na eh, na medyo matagal na talaga kasi yung ginawa nilang pagdinig. Pero medyo nakukuha ko kasi minsan na tila yung lundo ng investigasyon na ito ay gusto ni Senador Gordon mahuli kung sino ba talagang sa likod ang mga ito. Gusto niya makuha kung sino talagang nagsasabuatan. Kaya sa akin tingin dito mga kabanat, hindi lang Parmali, dapat ang PSDBM talagang dapat maimbestigahan din kasi hindi naman yan makagawa ng malaking kalukuhan itong Parmali kung hindi kasabwat itong PSDBM eh. Hindi yan. Sino bang timang na magde-deliver ka halimbawa ng mga kung ano-ano na makukuha mo sa gobyerno na ganyan na lang? Hindi naman hawak nila ni Dargani at Linconn yung pera ng tao ng PSDBM, kundi yung PSDBM mismo yung may hawak. So wala nga naman so kung ganyan ang reaksyon na talagang may anomalya dito sa Parmali, big sabihin kasabwat yung PSDBM, di ba mga kabanat? Di ba? So yan lang muna ang opinion ko mga kabanat.